morning. It's Viewpoint, the program of personalities, politicians, and perspectives. Boy, we've got perspective this morning, and we certainly have personalities.
Several.
And happily, we can leave the politicians out for now, unless I kind of get torqued and come up with something a little bit. Known to do that here in this program, folks. Still got the job. I don't know why, but anyway, once in a while we kind of get on the right side and stomp on the pedal. Judith K.
Yes.
Kudos this morning.
Well, I tell you what, tomorrow is the day, right, of Halloween. And my daughter put it very succinctly. She said, you tell your kids always, don't ever take candy from strangers, because in today's world, things have changed, So, come the 31st of October, what do? We dress them up to look like fools and send them out and tell them to take the candy from the strangers. So I think she kind of nailed Halloween.
Amen for that, yeah. So, did you have a kudo? You mentioned to me that you were going to give a kudo to somebody.
I kudo you for your happy birthday on Monday.
Oh, that was the other day.
That was Bill's big 90th, and I'm so proud of him. He's my hero, really.
What are you sipping this morning? You started early today.
I started out with coffee till he poured that stuff from that little silver bottle in here.
I see. Okay.
Not so much, Jim. Not to be nervous.
In all seriousness, I was blessed to have my family around. We had them come from all over heck and back, and one young grandson drove 14 hours to get here from Houston, Texas. And then
Wow,
and
that's nice.
some young men from Atlanta, Georgia, came into Chicago on business. One of them, my nephew, and they drove down from Chicago and drove back same night.
Yep.
Which was very nice. So,
it was a good time. Well, we've got a big day today.
Yes, we are very, very pleased to have these guests with us this morning.
My gosh, they sent the big guns to us.
Yeah.
Libbie.
And I'm proud to say that two of them hail from Minnesota originally. That just always makes me happy, because a lot of people don't come down here from Minnesota, especially in the summer. We'll never be a tourist mecca till we do something about our weather. But we're working on it.
We've got the big hitters in
we sure
communications in our area. We're really pleased.
Let me say this about that, Jack Segal is the regional vice president in charge of public relations. He's the tall one. And
Thank you.
Bill Haarstad is the senior director of marketing, and Libbie Stehn is the short one. And
happy for her.
she is the government affairs manager. Well, now
boy, could we use that?
That needs management, man. I'll tell you, if anybody ever needed management,
I think the first thing we want to do is talk about government affairs.
Well, I think we're going to send her from here to one of those lovely groups that they get together out in Washington to grill people, because the government has been having so many affairs that they haven't bothered too much with any meaningful governing. Now, I don't know where you stand. You people from Minnesota are probably Democrats.
I wouldn't say that.
Wouldn't you say that?
I wouldn't say that either.
But be that as it may, anyway, we're awfully pleased to have you with us.
Yes.
And we're going to learn all about Comcast. Now, that is certainly a title that is no stranger to anyone in this area. We have many, many Comcast customers here in Logan County, et cetera, et cetera. Now, that begs the question. We know that the office here is going to be closed, and I think that maybe it would be appropriate to begin with, how does that affect the multitudinous customers that Comcast does have right here in River City?
I think Libbie wants to weigh in on that.
Yeah, I'm happy to weigh in on that. But so first of all, I want to say happy birthday, Bill. Also,
thank you.
When you told us that your age, I immediately asked him. I said, "What do you do? How do you live your life?" Because I want a list of everything you do, because I want to look as good as you do when I'm 90 years old. So thank you for handing me the list. There's a lot to do.
And attend the gym and play golf on your 90th.
Absolutely.
Yeah, right. That's the way to go. The only way to go.
Show, right? So,
there you go.
Well, I got much a stand-up appearance at Old Joe's.
Okay, I mean, it's a practice my routine.
Which is go right ahead, please, Jack.
Sure. So
Well,
I'm
thank
happy
you.
to answer that question. So as the town of Lincoln is aware, we did announce that we're closing our service center here, and it's going to be open until November 22nd. The most important thing to know about that is that there are 2 employees there, and we actually have invited them to apply for positions in Springfield, and we're hopeful that they'll
That's
take
good.
those
You had 2
positions.
nice people there.
We have 2 wonderful
Yeah,
people
really,
there, and we
very
really,
much
really
so.
are encouraging them to
Yeah.
apply. So we'll know more as soon as they do that and go through the process. But and also, the big thing that people do at service centers is pay their bills, right? So and then
Right.
also get equipment and exchange their equipment and stuff like that. But what we've seen in our business and our company is that people are using online ways to do that. They have automatic payments on their credit card. They call in, they pay online. They can send a check. They can call in and pay, on our 800 number, that sort of thing. So we see the number of transactions in the payment centers around paying for bills and stuff like that really going down, and the use of all these other ways to pay going up, and it's happening really, really quickly. So 2 is that you in this town, in Lincoln, you can pay your bill at Kroger. You can put it in our drop boxes right across from where our existing office is. And so there are other ways that you could do locally and still pay for stuff. And now, also on the equipment side, right, because people exchange their equipment, they get new equipment. We have a great service with the U.S. Post Office, and what it is we'll send you a free envelope. You can put any equipment in it, and you can send it back, no charge. And you can get your equipment delivered to you, or you can have a tech come out and install equipment and bring it for you. So there's lots of ways that we're doing business. The main thing is we do have thousands of customers, as you said, and we are here. We still have a huge economic impact on the town. We have thousands of what we call truck rolls. In other words, we have our techs going out to homes to do installations and to fix things and do repairs and service. They're buying lunch here. They're going to Gazzardo's like I did last night. And there's thousands of truck rolls every year going through Lincoln, so it's a big, it delivers a lot of impact on the economy. And then secondly, we pay franchise fees. So
Yes.
you know that. So we're still doing that. We're still here, in business. We still are really, really contributing to the economy. Just want people to be aware.
Franchise fees continue as long as the service from Comcast
Correct.
continues.
Yeah, it has nothing to do with the office being here at all.
No.
It's a whole different thing.
No, maybe if somebody could give us the Reader's Digest version of franchise. That's one of those, excuse me, Libbie, government type words that get bantied back and forth. And we plain Joe Dokeses out in the hinterlands think, oh, franchise. I mean, you could say scrambled eggs. It just doesn't really nail it for us, okay? So maybe you could give us some idea.
Well, really what a franchise does is it gives us the right to operate in the rights way. And we Comcast negotiates franchises on a local level. So we work with municipalities to negotiate that. The level playing field has changed a lot because now you also have the Illinois state franchise, which does preempt some of the provisions of a local franchise. So there's not as much that Comcast and the city actually negotiate, but rights of way is one of them, PEGs, the definition of gross revenues, and typically Comcast tries to get 10-year agreements. The one in the city of Lincoln, which was done many years ago, is actually a 25-year agreement, which
Really?
is pretty much unheard of these days. But that basically gives us the right to operate in the rights way and to operate in the city of Lincoln.
Now, what will happen to the channel that we had that was the public service channel?
Are you referring to Channel 5?
5, yes.
Channel 5 is still continuing. We basically still have several different groups that drop off programming. You've got Patrick O'Neill, who does the Pride and Glory. You've got several church groups. You have the Illinois channel. So that channel is not going away. It is staying. We're hoping to get more people who will produce some local programming to put on there. WLCN, for example, is doing the football games for us, and I think they're planning on doing the basketball games as well. So that channel is still very much
That's a public
attached.
service channel, is that correct?
Yep.
Basically, it is a channel based on our franchise agreement. We have to provide a channel that can be shared by local origination, government, and public access. So not only do we do the community type programs, we're also airing the city council meetings as well.
Right. I know lots of people who take advantage of that. Now, marketing. You are the one then who goes from community to community. It's no secret that there are a million ways for people to view their television set. And forever in the mail, I do get my bills, but I also get a lot of advertising. Nobody sends me a letter. You might make a note of that. I'd sure like to get one.
Okay.
But until that happens, how do you, as the vice or the senior director of marketing, how do you convince a community that Comcast is the way to go rather than the XYZs that are all over?
Yeah, well, it's certainly a crowded marketplace for competitors. We have competitors in each market. Here it's mostly, DBS, which we call DBS. It's direct broadcast satellite or dishes. So DirecTV, Dish Network. And really we, as a marketing team, make the case to differentiate our offerings to each customer. Really it's the bundle, the triple play bundle. We have phone, internet, video. Our best packages are when you take all three. So, and thank you for being a customer, Judy.
That's
Appreciate
okay.
that. We'll send you a letter. Thank you. Certainly it's a battle to keep our customers and to win back customers once they've gone somewhere else. So the great thing about Comcast is it's so dynamic as far as new products and development. We have the fastest speeds in the home. On the internet side, a lot of content is going through the internet now. And, it's really, our mission is to really make a complicated service very simple. And, we like to say that it's TV anywhere, anytime. And a lot of content is available, not just on, TV, turn on your TV, but you can access 100,000 different titles on our on-demand menu. And that's, we're moving into smartphones, watching it wherever you want.
Yeah,
So,
it boggles the mind, especially mine. Now, Bill isn't terribly boggled.
I've been boggled for about 90 years.
We're a little boggled.
My mother shook me hard.
one box, one,
Right.
password where you can access programming. I was visiting a daughter up in Minnesota last weekend, and I went to USC, so I wanted to watch the football game. Their cable system didn't have the channel, so I pulled my laptop up, signed in, and watched the game on my laptop through my Comcast account.
See, that's why it blows my mind. I admire you terribly for even knowing the words, let alone how to use them in a sentence.
We have our own language in cable.
We're trying to translate.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
You know.
it is funny though. It's true. It's anytime, anywhere content, and it's not just your TV content. You can also take your home phone with you now. So if you have a home phone account with us, you can actually answer your home phone and make calls from your home phone number on your iPad or your iPhone using an app or on your Android device.
Nobody told me
So it's
that.
amazing. So if you don't want to use your minutes on your data plan on your cell account, you can actually go to a Starbucks or somewhere else that offers Wi-Fi, make a call over Wi-Fi using your home phone and save that. You can also, by the way, text from our service as well using the apps. So again, you pay per text when you have a cell plan or a mobile plan. This way you can actually not pay for the text. You can actually just text to anywhere using this app. It's absolutely amazing. So the idea is anything we have you can take with you and take it with you. In fact, we were just reading, right, that there's been 30 billion on-demand, since we started on-demand in 2003, and we've got 100,000 pieces of content on demand, and that's when you can just stream stuff. There's been 30 billion on-demand viewings since we started in 2003, and 13 million people have downloaded our TV apps out of our 20 plus million subscribers. So people really are using this stuff, and they really value it. They want to take their content with them.
Now, to get 20 plus million subscribers, you must be nationwide.
Oh, they are. Yeah.
Well, we're in
yeah.
39 states plus
Yeah.
DC, so
Yeah.
we're pretty close. Yeah.
Darn near.
Oh, now,
Yeah.
do you, by the way, I want to make a quick aside. You mentioned technicians. If all your technicians are as good as Bill Titus, I think that's the correct pronunciation of his name, he's good.
Okay.
And if he
good to
represents
know.
your technicians, your customers are getting served well.
Great.
You mentioned government. Is there much? Gosh, yes, there's government interference. They don't know anything how to do anything else. But seriously, with franchises and so forth, do you have much FCC interference, or you got to go through a lot of rope skipping to accommodate what they want?
Well, the FCC does, I mean, basically you have the Cable Act, which is part of the FCC, which, you know, so we have language in our franchises that are FCC required, of course. But I don't really have a lot of interaction with the FCC. I mean, and if a customer would complain to the FCC, then of course it would come back to us. But
Yeah.
to be quite honest with you, I have not had that experience, which is good.
So they don't license Comcast the way they license this radio station. Is that right?
Well, you know, it's a very interesting question. I don't know if we know at the local levels. We're really the local team. A lot of that stuff is done through our national office in Philadelphia and our Washington office, so it's something we can certainly get back to you on.
You know, this station operates by virtue of having good sponsors. And if we don't take a couple of 30 seconds now to acknowledge those sponsors, we may not have to close the show. So go ahead, Mr. Ash. And we're right back here live in the studio of WLCN. The program is Viewpoint. We have some great guests this morning from Comcast, and this is an opportunity for anybody who have any questions. 648-5510. We won't use a 3-second or 10-second delay. If you have any questions, go ahead and give us a ring. And the folks from Comcast will be very happy to answer your questions, or at least give it a try. If you don't make it too technical, your technicians are out making installations. Jack and Libbie and Bill, we appreciate the fact that you've made this effort to come in here this morning. Comcast is a very important presence in our community, and there are a lot of people out there who enjoy the services, and they might have some questions. Judy, did you have something that you wanted to chime in on at this point in time?
Let's move
That's
in.
enough.
He always does that to me. I knew I shouldn't have had stupid tattooed on my forehead. Anyway, let's go on into how because I'm not very adept at technological things at all, I think of Comcast as it does my television, it does my telephone, it does my computer, and isn't that wonderful? It always comes on when I punch it. But now Bill is just all over the map. So let's talk about how you've segued in to all these kinds of things, like what the heck is this wristwatch business you're talking about, for instance?
Are we talking about a wristwatch?
Are we?
I don't know that. Yeah,
Jack has a wristwatch that
That was
receives
Buck
texts.
Rogers.
You did this. Yeah, I do, but that's not a Comcast.
That was his
thing.
Buck
That's-
Rogers and his ray gun.
No, that's very funny. There's so much going on. Clearly people want like the latest technology. They want it to, as I said before, they want to take it with them, and we're constantly innovating. The pace of innovation, the introduction of new products and services coming from Comcast is growing exponentially. 5-10 years ago, maybe we introduced 1 or 2 new things a year. Now it's like 16 things a year. So
Yeah.
it's a new app, it's a new box, it's our new home automation and control and security system. I mean, there's so many things coming out. It's absolutely amazing. But the idea is to give you access to all this stuff when you're at home, when you're on the go, with Xfinity Home and Xfinity Home Control, which is our home security and home automation system. You can actually monitor your house from afar, so you can have a camera that tells you if the garage door is closed. You can change the temperature while you're out. You can lock doors, open doors. You can turn off lights, turn on lights. You can see what your kids are doing, what your dog is doing,
Yeah.
who's opening the door, who's coming in. It's absolutely amazing.
I saw on the television a commercial whereby if you're off on vacation and everybody's busy picking up the suitcases and what have you, and you think, did you turn on the alarm? No, I thought you did. Now you can find out, can't you,
Absolutely.
from down the road. I mean, it's just amazing, the things that you can do. We'll be safer and safer. Maybe we won't get robbed anymore, huh?
Well, yeah, you can use your smartphone or your laptop or whatever to look at the cameras you have in your house, make sure the door is locked, double check whatever you'd like.
Oh, look at
your home
that, see?
security.
Amazing.
Yeah, so I'm showing the app right now. Yeah, this is such cool stuff, isn't it? It's
It
amazing.
really is. And, Bill, I would just, make sure that you're using all the stuff that's available to you, like the on-demand menu and, the voice apps that are out there. If you're concerned about security on your internet or viruses, we have a free service that comes along with your subscription called Constant Guard that really, you don't have to go out and pay for antivirus software. So what I like to do is go to Comcast.net, log in, and just make sure I'm updated and looking at all the various things that are available out there. Because this is my business, and I just need to keep up because we're moving so fast with new things and new tools that come along with your service. So I would, suggest that you really take a look at that and use everything that's available out there,
Now-
the services.
Can we call a number if we're wondering how to get into the system, and then what apps would be applicable for us?
You sure can. The Comcast.net has everything you need on there. So-
Comcast.net.
Yeah.
Comcast.net, just make sure you remember your password. Set up, it's your email address is your username, and then set up your password. And if you forgot your password or need to reset it, there's a tool online to do that. And if you can't remember your password and you can't reset it, just call us up.
Do you know what else I use a lot, which I think is really helpful? YouTube. We have a lot of YouTube videos. So if you go to YouTube or you go to Google and you type in, learn how to do Xfinity something, you'll find videos that we put up, and it's really helpful. And they show you how to use each of these
Walk
apps
you
and
through
stuff
it.
like and we're doing more and more of those all the time. We also have, I don't know if we have here, maybe CN 100 or CN 101 that has a lot of product and service information on it that on your box, but channel 100 or 101, and you'll see some stuff. There's a lot of demos and stuff like that.
Oh, which raises a question. Well, by the way, can we stay a little while? I want to go to class after this program and keep these fellows here, and this is Libbie here, another half hour so I can go to school.
Do you know what a half hour of their time's going to cost you, bud?
Yeah, okay.
We would love to do that.
We'd stay an hour.
A quick technical question, I guess it's technical. At one point in time we had, and boy, it was really nice, in the upper 80s, that's different genres of music, and that's disappeared some time ago. Was there a reason for that? Some of us old-timers kind of turn off the picture and listen to the music.
Oh, so you're looking for the music on the music station?
On the TV station. You had it in the upper 80s somewhere, I remember.
They've probably moved here, so we'll
I'm
find
sorry.
out
Yeah.
the location for you.
They're I believe in the $800, $900 or channel range, but we still carry Music Choice, which has probably 50 more channels of music on it.
Oh, really? Well, I didn't know that.
You
so,
just didn't go far enough.
Yeah, well.
It's a long way down. There's a
Yeah.
lot of channels. We offer a lot of content.
Now,
Yeah.
by and large, 39 states that you cover, would the services that are offered in each of those 39 states be comparable?
Yes,
So if you can get it here, you can get it there.
right. We have the same services here in Lincoln that we do in downtown Chicago. Maybe there's some ethnic programming that may be a little different
Yeah, right.
here. But as far as internet speeds and availability of really all the channels that we carry in Chicago, it's all the same.
What if I go to Winona or Brainerd?
Winona is a different cable operator, which is a pretty decent cable operator because I used to work for them. That was one of my markets. But you will find a fairly good service, but not as robust as Comcast, especially on the on-demand side. As we have much more on-demand than really my experience in the cable industry, and more than our competitors, much more.
At the hospital, I work with Philips Lifeline. And really, they are the innovators. There are other companies that you can deal with, but the innovators are at Philips Lifeline. Now, can you say that about Comcast? Wouldn't that hold true?
We absolutely can. I've been in the industry for 26 years, and I've been a year with Comcast, and it's really nice to be with the cable operator that really drives the change and really innovates and leads. So everybody else is pretty much followers. If it works at Comcast and it's, people are receptive to it in the marketplace, other operators tend to follow.
I would also say we really listen to our customers. I mean, they're the ones who are telling us they want to take their content and go, right? So that's why we've built what we've built, because that's what they want. So that's why we've done it.
Could Bill take his laptop to Winona and it would work?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I watched that football game up in Minneapolis last week, and at my daughter's house, because they didn't have the channel on their system, and so I was able to just get on my laptop, go to Comcast.net, log in, and go to Pac-12 Network and watch my game.
How was that game working for you?
We won. and it was in high definition. It was very, very good.
High definition
See,
besides.
there's something else that
Oofta.
went in here.
See?
Libby, your territory, your geographic territory encompasses what area, please? You have a big job here with this.
I cover Springfield, Decatur, and Lincoln. And then I also go down to Quincy and Macomb and some of the surrounding areas around Macomb. And then I also go to Galesburg, Knoxville, and Monmouth.
One of the interesting programs that we
You're
have
like Willie Nelson.
we enjoy, I certainly do, and Judy does too. We have a fellow that appears on Channel 8 with us, Mark McDonald, who does this Illinois Stories. And he does a lot of research and comes up with some of the most unusual people to interview. And that's just kind of on a local basis, but it's quite interesting. And he was in town the other day, by the way, with the Heritage of White Europe. They were all touring around. So we have a variety of programming. Happily, for the baseball fans, they're not starving for information. And this is, of course, St. Louis Cardinal territory. Some of us die-hard Cubs. Some of us are still around. And I think maybe I'll be out of here. Certainly I will be out of here before the Cubs win a pennant the way they're
We certainly hope not.
We probably all will be.
Well, I'm a long-suffering fan. I've seen Cubs and the Bears and the Illini. But you really have a variety of programming that offered to the viewers around here. And this is also a very unusual house. We have animal control here. This is Jim's favorite, and pretty soon the cat will appear through the heating channels, and it'll be up on Jim's desk before
He
the day's
runs
over.
through the ductwork. That was that rattling you were hearing. I tell ya,
Jack, are there any
man.
unusual problems that you're facing down the road here as far as general communications are concerned?
No, I think things are really terrific and are humming along. The business is great. We're innovating, offering great products, and we've had, I think, some amazing news, and maybe Libbie can expound on it, but we have a program called Internet Essentials, which for low-income families who are eligible provides internet service in their home for $9.99. It helps kids study, or $9.95 a month. Helps kids do their homework. It helps parents find jobs. It helps you get, again, it's people who otherwise wouldn't have access to the internet in their homes. And Libbie really administers that program in this market. But yesterday, on a national basis, we gave testimony in Congress saying that we have now 1 million people around the country who have internet essentials in their home and now have access to the internet. It's a big milestone.
That is so neat. You know, for a long time, I railed against television for kids because sometimes it was the babysitter. You know, that's all the kid did was sit and watch television. And I thought that was all wrong. But in my own family, as I look at myself, my children, my grandchildren, my great-grandchildren, every single generation is smarter than the one before it, but by leaps and bounds. And that, I think, is accreditable to television as well, because some of the program are pretty upbeat for kids. They learn a lot. and it's not all bad.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the caveat to that is the people out in Washington didn't get all that smarts that you just talked about.
Yeah, maybe that's it.
But that's another story.
Well, but if you go back to the whole internet issue, internet is used so much in education now, right?
Yes.
So a kid that doesn't have internet service at home and can't get it elsewhere in the community loses like a third of the learning day, right? So 2/3 of your learning day is at school, a third of your learning day is outside of school, and if you can't access the internet and do homework and communicate with your teachers and, turn in assignments and just generally get news and information, you're at a definite disadvantage, and this program really closes what we call the digital divide too. With parents, this is really interesting. So a lot of parents now monitor their kids' progress and communicate with their kids' schools online, right? So
Yes, they do.
This, for parents who don't have access to the internet at home, they can't get access to that information. It can't be as much of a guiding force in their kids' academic success.
Right.
So this program, Internet Essentials, really, really helps. And but they can talk about some of the stuff we're doing locally to get the word out about Internet Essentials, and it's internetessentials.com if you want more information.
Yeah, basically what I do in all the various communities that are my areas, and City of Lincoln is one of them, I partner with, school districts, community-based organizations like Community Action Partnership, and my goal in Internet Essentials is basically just getting the word out
That it's there.
to let the families know, this program's available. It's a great program to get internet in the home where, they might not have been able to get it before. So basically I just partner with different groups to help me spread the word about Internet Essentials and get more families to know about it so they can participate in it.
That's a saving grace of what you can do here in not only Comcast but other franchisees in communities all around the country here, is the education factor. Now, our roving reporter up at La Crosse, Wisconsin,
Yes.
Lois Harvey's niece, is very big in educational television. She has an operation called ProjectExplorer.org. And Jenny goes all over the doggone world, and she's introducing children to countries all over the world, and it's amazing. You can take a second or third grader, or even up into the kids that are writing essays in high school, and take advantage of that kind of educational opportunity. And I've kind of looked at that online several times, and she does a remarkable job. And that's representative of what television can do for our kids, as opposed to the general run-of-the-mill programming, which, thank you very much, is not so hotsy-totsy. But that's not your purview. That's the big boys out on the East Coast that put the programming out. But on a local basis, this can help us a lot.
Absolutely.
You were talking about schools and television, and the public television stations, for instance, have ads on saying we're now affiliated with Jack Dempsey School or whatever, and streaming our things into that school, and they're so appreciative that they have the public television there. Well, public television and commercial television are different animals. Do you have, through the FCC or whomever, do you have some regulations whereby you have to have so much of PBS as a service, or how does PBS dovetail with Comcast, etc.?
Yeah, PBS is obviously a key channel. It's very, very well liked out among our customers. We do carry quite a bit of PBS content online, or on demand. So you can watch Frontline, for example, live when it's on at 8 o'clock on Tuesdays, and then watch it on demand if you missed it later. So that's where we really tie in, and obviously it's fine programming. It's a favorite of mine. So, we carry it in every system, if not one, maybe two. It depends on, the area and where the signals come from. But PBS is really integrated into our service. Absolutely.
But
Excuse me, honey. Go ahead.
You don't have a working relationship with them whereby you have to provide so much to them or they to you?
I'm not aware of any partnership with them other than the on-demand
Uh-huh,
piece
right.
that we have. So
But the commercial television is on demand too, if you want to
it
bring
is.
up
Right,
Absolutely.
whatever,
Absolutely.
Bill
Yeah.
Cosby or something.
It might be well for us to describe how a customer can subscribe, bundle their
Yeah.
services, and I'd like for whomever one of the three would like to address that, because it's an important thing for subscribers to consider.
Mhm.
So let's talk about bundling.
Well, it's video, internet, and phone are the three key categories. The fourth now is our new home security product. But we have a variety of packages with different levels of video service, different speeds on internet, and generally our phone is all unlimited, long distance, and all of the various features. So depending on what you subscribe to, let's say it's a starter triple play, which we have most of the popular services on, like ESPN, AMC, etc. Along with that, you get all of the content online. So, and if you go into higher levels of service where more niche type of channels, you subscribe and you also get that online. So everything is meant to integrate and work together and be simple. It's a complicated business and there's a complicated array of options, and our goal is to really simplify it for customers, so the bundles tend to do that.
I have another stupid question about franchises. If Comcast has a franchise here, why do they send me these other ads? How can you have other than Comcast if they have the franchise? I don't understand franchise, I guess.
We do not have a non-exclusive franchise, so basically the city could give a franchise to other entities as well, because our franchise is non-exclusive. Where there could be other operators that would come in and compete in the market.
So that's the differentiation there then.
Yeah, like Dish Network and DirecTV do not require a franchise.
Right,
They're
right.
available everywhere in our footprint. So
You just buy it and stick it in your roof and hope it doesn't leak, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, on a competitive basis, we must have right here in Logan County at least maybe 6 options. I don't know. I never enumerated them in my mind. But it must be something like that around here for people, including Comcast.
Yep.
But you're out now. Let me ask you this question: in the rural area, are you available out in, for instance, my friend Richard Martin's out there, Burtonview? Are you?
we tend not to build out into low
I'm sorry,
density. We tend not to build out into low density
I see.
areas.
Yes, you stay in communities per se.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And that's just the nature of our infrastructure. It's very expensive to build a cable system, so you have to have customers there to
Yeah, when
return
you
on
stop
that.
think about the logistics of
Yeah.
serving
Yep.
farmsteads, it's just non-productive.
Yeah,
There's no way you could do that.
Now, your cable, is it yours exclusively, or do you share it with somebody else who needs lines going into your house, or?
Our physical cable is ours. It's our plant, our bandwidth. Internet, there's certain things that maybe we provide capacity to other entities. Maybe it's an institutional entity, but as far as our cable plant, it is ours.
Here's some other things I've just learned about our plant. We call our network, our fiber optic network, our plant.
Okay.
And so in the region, which goes from Quincy to South Bend and up into Michigan a little bit and back to Chicago and Rockford, so it's a sizable region. We have 50,000 miles of plant.
Is that right?
It's amazing. And I think one of the reasons we're able to deliver all the products and services we deliver, and we've increased the speed of internet every year for the last 11 years. We've doubled it last year in most of our tiers. We're able to do that and deliver these systems because we have built this incredible network. That's our backbone. That's our infrastructure. That is the amazing thing that we've built that just allows us to just give great quality and a huge breadth and depth of services.
So if somebody decided to take advantage of the fact that Comcast's franchise here isn't exclusive, that's still your plant.
Right.
And
We
you
own it.
don't share. You don't play in the sandbox with the other people.
They would have to build their own plant.
Yeah.
Makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah, because that's our backbone, and we've nurtured and built that plant for years. And again, it's one of the most advanced plants that's out there. what I've learned is that the capacity or the demand for capacity increases by 50% a year. So we're putting out 50% more signal, 50% more bandwidth than we were even just a year ago. Because
Man, talk about job security.
It's incredible. And yeah, it's amazing. And what happens is that, and we still have room to grow. Some of our competitors are not in the same place. We've seen this, and we have like built our plant with the expectation that we would grow our services and provide higher speed internet service and whatnot. Some of our competitors are not in that space, so they can't do what we can do, and that's why we're such a great product and such a great service. The other thing I would add is that you have all these services, right? You have video, you have phone, you have internet, and you have home security and automation. But they integrate so nicely together. I'll give you an example, and you can probably give a lot more, but when you're watching TV and the number of the person who's calling you pops up, I love that because I don't want to always answer the phone, right?
Yeah.
And the fact that I can on my touch screen for my Xfinity Home, which is a security and control service, you can actually answer your voicemails, or you can look at them. It's really amazing. You can forward your calls. And when you're online using your internet, you can do so many other things with your other products. You can watch TV, you can watch on demand. And we just announced yesterday, should I leave that to you, or do you want to? Okay, this is really, really exciting. So, we have this app, and with the app you can take it with you, right? You can watch on demand, you can download some stuff. Now, the app is going to update sometime this week, and you will be able to live stream TV from 35 channels on your app, on your smartphone, on your Android device, wherever you are where you have a Wi-Fi signal. So you can watch TV live on these things while you're on the go. Or if there's a place in your house that doesn't have a TV but you like to be there, or you're in your backyard, you get a Wi-Fi signal and it's the summer and you want to watch TV outside, you can do that. It's absolutely amazing.
Well, that's
Well, you won't miss
Technology
your
on the
games
run.
then, Bill.
That's probably a good. That's probably as good a spot as any to wrap it up. We always appreciate folks making a special effort to get here, and we thank you very much, particularly in the fog this morning. Libbie
yeah.
Stehn, Jack Segal, and Bill Haarstad. We thank you very much for being with us, representing Comcast here in Lincoln, Logan County. I hope we've come up with some information that was helpful to our subscribers or potential subscribers. We always try to end up Viewpoint with some sort of a quotation that pertains generally at least to the subject of the day. And I found where Gore Vidal said, and it pertains only to the major programming, but he was certainly right about major programming. Television is now so hungry for material that you're scraping the top of the barrel. Thank you very much, folks, for being with us.
Thank you, Bill.
Happy